We have incredible MPs. We have fantastic candidates. But they are not the ones who truly define what reform is. You are. You, the 170,000 members, the 4 million and growing voters who want real change. You are the ones who will make that change happen. Would all those seated please give a huge round of applause for everyone standing? Together we will change the future of Britain. Thank you. Would you all sit down? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Darren Selkis. In the general election, I stood in Hertsmere as the parliamentary candidate. Hertsmere sits just outside of North London. We border with Barnet, Enfield and Harrow. You might know better some of our local areas, local towns, Boreham Wood, Elstree, Potters Bar, Radlett, Bushey. We're mostly within the M25, but we're proud to be part of Hertfordshire. We've been active in Hertsmere for a couple of years, and on the 1st of September, we officially formed the local branch. We have an amazing group of members. We have a full slate of 7 candidates ready for the county council elections on the 1st of May. Hertsmere, just like hundreds of other local reform branches around the country, are ready for those elections. And it's not going to be long until all 650 local reform branches are up and running and we have candidates on the ballot in every election. Some of you might have heard that recently that those council elections might not be going ahead. And that includes right here in Essex, in Hertfordshire, where my constituency is, in Suffolk, Norfolk, Cambridgeshire, in fact, in pretty much all of the east of England, because the Labour government, they have a plan to scrap our local councils and replace them with huge unitary authorities and an elected mayor. Now, we don't know exactly what that means yet, but we do know one thing for certain. We don't want our areas, local areas, ending up looking anything like London. Hold on, it gets worse. Imagine where you live, a mayor like Sadiq Khan. Introducing ULEZ schemes, congestion zones, 20-mile-an-hour speed limits everywhere you live, increasing your local taxes, flooding your local areas with migrants, crippling already devastated public services, the NHS, doctors' surgeries, schools, housing. We simply can't allow that to happen. We can't let British people be pushed to the back of the queue. The woke virus has already infected our local areas. We mustn't let it spread. The government have already started a consultation with our local councils. Consultation, you know what that means? Yeah, nothing. They're just ticking boxes before they enforce their decisions upon us. And when they've asked our local councils, what do they think? Some of them, like Essex, they've endorsed these changes. They're happy to postpone the elections. Others, like Hertfordshire, publicly, they've stated that they oppose them. But we know all of these councils, they'll do anything to keep their jobs and keep in power because they know reform are coming. They know that if these county council elections go ahead on the 1st of May, we're going to win hundreds of seats. Some polls even have us winning 1,000 seats. And I've got a message for the Labour government and those Conservative councils that want to delay these elections. Mess with democracy at your peril. the last time the political establishment delayed the will of the people, the Brexit Party soared to victory in the European Parliament elections. And I can tell you, reform are coming anyway. And if they delay these elections, all we're going to do is come stronger. We're going to come harder, we're going to come bigger, we're going to come bolder. A couple of months ago, I was at work, late one evening, and the phone went. "Good evening, Darren, it's Nigel." I didn't know who it was. "Good evening, Darren, it's Nigel, how are you? I hope you had a good day." I knew who it was now. He told me there was a very strong rumour that Sir Oliver Dowden was going to receive a peerage, and that when that happened, he'd be elevated to the House of Lords, and it would trigger a parliamentary by-election in Hertsmere. And after a while, he asked me if when that by-election is called, if I'd stand as the parliamentary candidate. I told him the truth. That was after the last general election, I decided that I didn't want to stand again. I got a busy life, great job, amazing family, lots of hobbies, and I was happy being a reform activist and chair of the local branch. I told him with 4 years to go before the next general election, we didn't have another local candidate ready yet. Since then, our local branch has come up with a cunning plan. For a couple of our local residents, a family double act, the Bravermans, with Rael standing for reform in Hertsmere and Suella standing for reform in her regular constituency of Fareham. Yeah, hold on. We haven't spoken to them about it yet. They haven't said yes. You know, all of that is a long way off. I told Nigel that I wanted change more than anything else in the world, and as we chatted, I decided that I had to stand up, fight for what I believe, fight for what all of us really want, real change, do everything that I could do personally to get this country out of its downward spiral. I agreed to stand and committed to the campaign. I can tell you it's also not very easy to say no to a certain Nigel Farage. Over the next couple of months, I became ever more confident that Sir Oliver Dowden would receive that peerage in the New Year honours. I was at a dinner early December, and I met with a former Conservative parliamentary candidate, and we were speaking about Hertsmere and the potential of a by-election there if Sir Oliver got a peerage. And he told me, he let the cat out the bag, that he'd been to dinner with Sir Oliver the week before, had confirmed he was going to get a peerage. There's also been loads of rumours that a Conservative who lost his seat in the last general election, he's not very popular, this person, Grant Shapps from Welwyn. There was a rumour that if there was a by-election in Hertfordshire, that he would be their candidate. It's well known that CCHQ want him back in Parliament and back in the shadow cabinet. And then just a few weeks before Christmas, I was told, I'm getting really excited, I was told Sir Oliver Dowden had cleared out his parliamentary office. Why would he do that unless he wasn't intending to come back after the Christmas recess? But, as I was very upset to find out, New Year came and went, and he didn't receive that peerage. But we always expected that that peerage was going to be announced as part of Rishi Sunak's Prime Minister's resignation honours, and they quite simply haven't announced them yet. Normally they're announced within 2 or 3 months after a Prime Minister resigns. Boris Johnson's took 9 months. Only 3 times in history has it taken longer than that. And in those 3 cases, also with Boris Johnson's, they were delayed because there was an issue with one of the nominations. We don't believe that's the case now. And it's 6 months since Rishi Sunak resigned. So why haven't they been announced? The Conservatives are running scared. In May 2023, I stood in Hertsmere in the local council elections. I won 2% of the vote. Just over a year later, in the general election, we increased that 7-fold to 14%. Just over a month ago, in early December, for the first time ever in Hertsmere, an insurgent party, Reform, were polling in second place, ahead of Labour, on 21%. A by-election in Hertsmere presents an extraordinary opportunity. In the general election, Labour won less than half of the votes of Reform and the Conservatives combined. And that was when they were at the peak of their popularity. After 6 months of disastrous government, quite frankly, they'll be lucky to come third. Labour cannot win in Hertsmere. It's a two-horse race, Reform versus the Conservatives. And regardless who wins, there will still be a Labour government and the Conservatives will still be in opposition. Hertsmere has a free vote, a vote without fear of letting the other side in. After 30 years of decline, we all deserve more, we deserve better. A better future for ourselves, for our families, for our countries. When that by-election is called, if we can get that message across, it will make all the difference. We can win it. A good result, where we push Labour into third place, it keeps Reform's momentum going. But a great result, where we win, where I become Reform's 6th MP, it means we've beaten the Tories in their 10th safest seat in the country. It means the Conservative Party are finished. It means that Reform UK are in the ascendancy. And next year, when the Welsh elections come along, we're going to win the Senate. In Scotland, we're going to control the balance of power in Holyrood.